So we are at the Ageas Bowl in Hampshire, home of Hampshire County. And whenever we are in Hampshire, we have to remember the legacy of Shane Warne, the late Shane Warne, the great Shane Warne. Well, today we have been joined by Rod, who himself is a legend of Hampshire, currently associated with the county for 22 years. He's the one who, as a president, brought Shane Warne in Hampshire, I guess. I think I should not speak more. Behind us, we can see the famous Shane Warne stand. And I would like to request Rod that if you can talk about the legacy of Shane Warne with Hampshire.
Well, I can do that. Goes back to the first meeting, which would have been in the last century, when Shane was starting his international career. I went to Australia for an Ashes tour with Robin Smith, the England cricketer.
Yep.
And we were enchanted by Shane Warne, his charisma and his ability. And we arranged to meet him one afternoon for a photograph session, so we could just have a photograph taken together. And we got the then captain of Australia, Tubby Taylor, to take the photograph for us. And we were so excited about it all that we actually left the camera in the hotel where we'd met. So he left a hell of an impression. And then some years later, when I took over here in the year 2000, it was a very difficult wicket at first, and we had some issues with team morale. And we decided upon a plan where we would ask Shane Warne to come and join us as captain, together with Paul Terry as coach, and with that duo, we thought we'd get over all the problems we'd had. And at that stage, Australia were touring. They're doing a series of test matches actually in the Emirates against Pakistan. So myself and Tim Tremlett and Robin Smith, we all flew out to the Emirates, and we met Shane there. We had Paul Terry come up from Australia. We all met together, and I outlined my plan for the future of the club, and he just said, "I love it, mate." And we shook hands on a deal. Never saw an agent for Shane Warne in all the time that he was here. Shook hands on a deal, and it never wavered. Unfortunately, his start date was delayed by a year because he borrowed his mother's diuretics inadvertently. So he was actually banned for a year. But then he eventually came and joined us immediately as captain, and it was instantaneous, the effect it had on the players and staff. Absolutely supreme effect.
At one point, when did you think that Shane Warne can be a legendary captain? He has never captained Australia before. So when was the idea of it?
He was clearly a leader. People gravitated towards him. People listened to him. He was also a very good listener himself. He would listen very carefully to what you had to say, and then he would make his own contribution to the conversation. So we never had any doubts that he would be a fantastic captain. But what we really needed was somebody who could reshape the atmosphere as Hampshire. We got used to losing a bit, and we didn't really have a great deal of self-esteem, and yet we had quite good players. And what Shane did was he instantly came in and made players feel good about themselves. He made certain rules. He laid down rules for such things as he always used to say that effort is not negotiable. If no one's giving effort, then they're not in the squad. Effort is, he said, it's free. It's like manners, good manners. It's free of charge. So everybody should be giving it.